Hi, I'm Will Knowlton. I, along with my wife Jordan and PJ and Molly Reardon, am a campaign co-chair for the parish Centennial campaign. First of all, I just wanted to say thank you to all of our parishioners for all you do, both at this time of discernment and always. Second, I wanted to say thank you to Father Rodert for your leadership, especially at this time, and I'm just so thankful that you're our pastor here at St. Peter's. On this Commitment Sunday, I wanted to just offer a thought, whether you've made your pledge yet or not. In thinking what to say, I kept thinking back to something Father Rodert said in his homily last week, which was on the Beatitudes. The Beatitudes are basically a guide to happiness. Jesus Christ telling us what we need to do to be happy. And it's a countercultural guide and a counterintuitive guide. And Father Rodert summed it up with an idea that is countercultural and counterintuitive as well. A spiritual principle that we can only be filled up to the extent we pour ourselves out, that we give ourselves away. So I wanted to offer a brief metaphor to help explain that thought, comparing the Dead Sea to the Sea of Galilee. Both are bodies of water that are fed by the River Jordan. But the Dead Sea, when that water flows in, holds it there and never lets it out. And the result is an environment that is totally lifeless. Nothing can grow there, nothing can live there. Compare that to the Sea of Galilee, which after the River Jordan flows in, it is allowed to flow out again. And the environment couldn't be any more different from the Dead Sea. It is full of life, plants and animals and people on its banks living off of everything that grows in the Sea of Galilee. So what do we take from this? It's just like Father Rodert said, which is that we can only be happy, we can only be fully alive to the extent we pour out what we've been given. So with that in mind, I wanted to say just a few things at this time of discernment. First, if you've not yet made your pledge, keep this idea in mind, that if we want to be happy, that if we want to be full of life, that if we want to be filled up, we must first empty ourselves. Second, I want to say that this financial pledge, this capital campaign, is only the start. It's only the foundation for the much more important work at this parish of spreading the gospel. So I invite all of you to find ministries, to find ways at this parish to pour yourselves out. And I know that what you'll find is other parishioners here pouring themselves out alongside you and filling you up. And even more importantly, you'll find that God himself is here, pouring himself out completely for you. Lastly, I want to just give a special invitation to those watching this video who maybe haven't been around as much lately or haven't been receiving the sacraments as frequently. Frankly, I don't care whether you give a dime to this capital campaign, but what I do care about is whether or not you're happy. And just like we're talking about, like Father Rodert is talking about, the swiftest way to happiness is by pouring ourselves out so that we can then be filled back up. So I welcome you back to find ways that you can pour yourself out. There's so many opportunities here, and welcome you back so that you can again be filled up and ultimately happy. So lastly, just thanks to each and every one of you. It is such a blessing to be at this parish. I've been here my whole life. And we all have benefited so much from the sacrifices that parishioners have made in the first 100 years. And I thank you so much for your sacrifices to make this a great parish for the next 100 years. Thank you.